Friends, 618 days over, there are changes which are taking place, whether visible or not visible, in both the war theatres, that is in Ukraine as well as in Palestine. So let us start first from the Ukraine. In the southern war zone towards Kherson, the Krinky battle zone had expanded due Ukrainians' influx. However, due Russian counterattack, the Ukrainians withdrew back to their central position in the establishment. Towards Antonovsky Bridge, no changes. However, towards the left bank of Dnieper River near Railway Bridge, Ukrainians have established new positions as they have brought in more reinforcements. The Kherson front is increasingly witnessing higher and higher conflicts, with Ukrainians gaining some grounds in the eastern bank of Dnieper River. On Zaporizhia front in Orikho sector, due deteriorating weather, uses of UAVs and artillery have gone down to some extent. Positional battle near Rabotino, Verbov and surrounding areas are reported, where fresh Ukrainians' effort for a breakthrough did not succeed. In Rimivki salient, Russian army regained some of its lost position near west of Staromayorsky. In north towards Kupyansk direction, where by and large positional battles have taken place, Ukrainians launched two counterattacks near Sinkovka but were repelled. In fact, the number of counterattacks by Ukrainians have reduced with the onslaught of winter. Ukrainians are still able to cross Oskal River despite bridges being blown up by the Russian army repeatedly. Russians have made some small progress towards Makiivka and Kislovka. Towards Liman direction, heavy counter-battery warfare continues while Russian army used air power as well to hit Ukrainian targets. In east, on the most active front in Avdiivka, Russian army continues assault on Ukrainians around Avdiivka. They have advanced along railway line towards northwest of Krasnohorivka, while in south they have advanced towards Siverny and south of Vasilov. In north, the coke plant was attacked by Russian aerospace forces. It also attacked and advanced towards Novokali Novo, which is almost on the northwest front. On Bakhmut front, Russians made some gains towards Barkho reservoir, while Ukrainians made some gains towards east of Avdiivka, which is in southern flank. Russian army recovered some positions towards Klishivka-Avdiivka line. However, ISW claims that Ukrainian counteroffensive near Bakhmut on 2nd November, that is yesterday, made some gains towards northeast of railway line near Klishivka, though there are no indications on the map. ISW also says in its report that Russian army made gains towards Kupyansk direction marginally, that is in north Ukraine, which is west of Orlyanka, and probably they have made some gains in southwest of Pervomaisky area near Kupyansk. It is not in eastern part which we are talking about, that is different Pervomaisky. On interdiction missions, Ukrainians struck Crimea with missiles which did cause some damage. They also shelled Belgorod and used drones towards Kursk and Bryansk regions. Russians interdicted various targets in large number of Ukrainians area like Vinnytsia, Dnipropetrovsk, Kiev, Kirovograd, Nikolaev and other regions. Ukrainians had also launched missiles on Russian Dnieper grouping headquarters in Kherson, where newly appointed Colonel General Mikhail Teplinsky was supposedly injured. However, it is not confirmed so far. To sum up Ukrainian war, I will say that despite gradual transition of military operation to positional fighting, pace of fighting in most of the areas have increased, and must remind you that General Zelensky had said that military conflict in Ukraine has reached dead end. It is really not so. On Palestine-Israel war, in brief, Israeli army offensive against Gaza Strip is still cautious and limited, yet their operation has progressed and isolated Gaza City to some extent successfully. The Hamas fighters are continuing their resistance very bravely. Hezbollah has not joined the war openly, yet it is continuing supporting military counterattacks on Israelis' positions in northern Gaza Strip. IDF mass airstrikes continuing in Gaza Strip. Trump said, "I am for Israel first," and he supports US military aid to Israel. And in the meantime, Israel has offered to pay off Egyptian debt. Blinken has arrived in Saudi Arabia. See how finance capital is working behind the war. While F-16s have reached Ukraine and Moldova is witnessing regular NATO exercises. Is finance capital behind the war or leading the war? And that's all from my side. Thank you.